Hello Year 10s, hopefully you are all well and keeping up with the tasks. What you should hopefully have done, or at least looked at or started, the critical writing to accompany this copy that I'm about to show you. So Mariette Hannanen is a linoprint artist, which will then connect to our project, as we will then be going on to create our own natural forms inspired linoprint. So what I would like you to do is I'd like you to pick one of these images, and I've put a few more on the Teams for you to then copy as an A4 copy. I'm going to have a go at this one here. So A4 piece of paper. Remember, we're working on paper, not in our book. So if anyone is struggling with getting paper or equipment, just pop me an email or let me know on Teams and I can get that delivered to you. So how I would first approach this is just simply let's sketch out the shapes. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 flowers. So I'm going to start with that one here. So I'm going to simply just do a circle because I'm just currently getting the proportions roughly where it goes. Okay, so don't worry about it being absolutely perfect, but if you start drawing in high detail in like one corner, by the time you've done it you might go, oh actually I'm completely off, I'm going to come off the page, or I'm not going to fit it on, or I'm just going to do a section. If you sketch it all out roughly to start with, you're more, then you've kind of planned it out and hopefully got the proportions as best as you can do. All right, it's going to sketch out roughly the little bird. So he kind of almost comes in and around. All right, and then bring him up and down. Okay, so then what I can do is then put those bits in here and start to build those in. Sketch these bits out because it can become quite confusing as it's got quite a lot going on. If you think it's too confusing, then by all means do focus on a section. But if you do focus on a section, I would still like that to be nice and large and nice and A4. All right, so it's up to you about how you approach it and what way you want to go about it, but I would like a nice A4 copy, please. Okay, so that one comes in and comes down into here, and he comes into there. Okay, so I've kind of roughly got bits that I want to put in. So now with my flowers, I'm going to have a little bit in the middle where he comes up to, and then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then I can work my way around those bits there. Make it easier for yourself. Think about tricks and ways to try and kind of plan it out. And then again, I can then just, and I'm not worried about those kind of detailed bits to start with. I'm simply, and using that circle as a way of knowing where roughly, like the size that it's going to be. All right, okay, so I'm just going to bring that bit into there. I'm going to make that one as 1. All right, and then after I've done that, I can then start to look at, with a bit more of a confident pencil, a bit more of a kind of a sharper edge, and start to put in that little bit of detail that I can see within each of the petals. But that's only after I've sketched it out and roughly got the correct shape that I'm happy with to then work with. All right, if you go in too dark at the start, you're then going to have a whole load of issues because you won't be able to rub it out, and then those perfectionists out there will then want to restart. Okay, so then I can sketch that in and bring that down, put in those little leaves that come off around the edges, okay, and start to, you can see, start to build it up. All right, then another one again would then come off and around here, and I've got a bigger leaf coming into here. Now you've got to remember as well, this is a linoprint, so they won't have masses of tone or detail. It's just going to be the shapes within each of the flowers. Okay, so I'm going to bring that one up a bit actually, and then again I'm going to do the same. So that's 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and again sketching around my little shapes like so, and then have my flowers, last petals, just around those edges. All right, And I'm just bringing these in around, sketching them nice and lightly in here. And then after I've done that again, shoring it up and adding in that little bit of detail within it. Now, we're going to be adding black pen or biro to this. So if you look within those petals, you can see there's all those little white lines. So you might want to go, well, actually, I know what I'm like, I will forget. So within each of those, I'm just going to kind of draw those in. Now, I doubt you'll be able to, like me, fit them all in, okay? So just do as many as you can, so kind of 4, just to show those white lines, okay? Just to show that kind of detail, and so that when we come to adding our black pen, we know that we won't forget it, all right? Okay, so again, I'm just going to bring that into here, into there, all right? And then again up here, put this one up here with my leaves, and then I can start to then put in my leaves coming up and around, and again up here, up and around. It's going to join into these, so I'm just going to bring my little leaves, making sure that they all fit. And then again, that all comes down to about into here, into, oh, that wasn't very good, their little leaves. All right, so you would go on to doing that. I'll show you quickly the little bird. So bringing him down and around, and then again bringing him down and around, and again, so he's got his little face that kind of comes in and around in here, and then we've got his beak. That bit there, and his eye. And then you'll have his line. So weirdly, I'm kind of drawing I'm going to leave white. All right, and just sketching those bits in. So you would go on to sketch the whole thing. Then what you're going to do, depending on what you have at home, so either then going to add biro or a black pen, and even as well, better as well, maybe a thin black felt tip. And then it's about colouring in everything that's black. So you can simply do these ones, which you'd feel quite confident in, doing it as nice thick, kind of the nice shapes. Okay, to get a nice bold line in. When it comes to doing your flower, you need to make sure that you are leaving those white gaps. So just really making sure you look at the image. So I can see that the middle of the flower is kind of almost like a squished triangle. And then I've got my edges. So I'm going to outline it first, and then I'm going to colour, but I'm going to leave little strips within it, okay? And then that means then I can then colour around them, and it means that I'm kind of making sure I'm leaving that detail that's got within the copy, within that lino print, okay? So make sure when you're doing your black pen, you're really looking at that image, all right? So again, just colouring in, but leaving those white strips like so, which means then I can colour in around it, and then I can go back and make them as thin as I want, or short and as long as I want to when I come back in. The same with this bit, but I've got those white strips to show that I've got that clear understanding of that lino print and how they've left that for that detail within it, okay? When it comes to your bird, so you can see we've drawn the white lines. So you can almost, I would colour or put a line in that goes around that line edge, and then do that. So if I'm drawing this one here, I'm colouring in this, but then I'm going to leave that white edge there, okay? So you can see by doing that, I'm kind of leaving that white edge, that line, but I'm following that pattern. So I've drawn it, but I know if I do this, I'm going to leave that. And I'm always drawing around my lines that I've left. Okay, so you've got those white lines showing your understanding with those. Okay, so it's just about making sure and thinking ahead that you've got all that lovely detail within this drawing. Okay, and making sure all your colouring is beautifully neat. So that is what I would like you to complete. A lovely copy of a piece of her work, sketching it out to start with, then adding your black pen. You can have a go at the whole image, A4, or you can do a section, but I would like it to be A4 in size, please. Okay, any questions, if you need any materials or anything, please just let me know. It's what I'm here for. Thank you very much.